hot girl, what's up?
So in today's video, I'm going to be doing kind of a blind reaction to a very controversial video I've heard. I read through the caption and I read some of the comments. I didn't want to get too deep into it because as soon as I got to comment number 3, I knew I wanted to turn on this camera and I needed to talk to you. So let's have a one-on-one and we are going to be discussing what this Monat distributor was talking about. Something about face diapers. I don't know. I'm assuming that's about masks. So we might be having a health discussion. So we have a Monat doctor here to explain to us why we are so unhealthy and need to stop wearing these face diapers.
I don't know.
At any rate, though, I know there are a lot of trigger warnings because small anti-MLM angel, who I'm also getting the video from, so thank you. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I am kind of scared, to be honest. I don't know what's going to come out of her mouth because those warnings were pretty egregious. So let's get into it. Hey, hot girl, what's up?
Yeah.
That's how I feel watching this, like Home Alone.
Okay, I'll talk to you about something because
let's go, girl.
I've made the decision that I'm not ever putting a face diaper on ever again for any reason ever again, period. And I've made that decision because I truly believe that what has happened over the last 2 years is the biggest crimes against humanity that humans have ever seen. Now you might be like, what about the Holocaust? And I think this is worse.
I thought she was gonna wait till like the end of the video to make me mad. Right off the jump, we are comparing these crimes against humanity, what we've all been going through, the pomegranate, because you can't say this word on YouTube, right? So we were comparing the pomegranate to, and I can't even make nothing up for this word. As someone that has gone to the museum in DC 3 times and still wasn't able to get through everything because I got so emotional the 3rd time, I couldn't do it because it is just so incredibly painful to see those videos. We're talking, oh my God, babies being catapulted. That's hard for me because I just had a baby. We're talking gas chambers. We're talking so many horrifying things, and I don't think you can ever compare any tragedy like that to anything else, especially based off of calling what we're going through now basically a face diaper epidemic. Just foolish. And she didn't use the term epidemic. I'm just saying those two don't correlate in any form or fashion. And I can attest to that because I took the time to go through that museum and get so sick and get nauseated and still go back in after I damn near threw up outside just to continue the tour because I knew I had a responsibility to not run from history. So I would highly invite you to do that if you haven't toured it. It's quite eye-opening, and nothing should ever be compared to such a disgusting situation. Millions and millions of Jewish people died in that, and you can't just compare a face diaper to that, girlfriend.
Now, before you get your panties in a bunch.
They're already in a bunch.
Obviously, anytime there's a mass fight against a group of people, it's atrocious. Like,
would you call what's going on? I don't know about that. I think what's going on in Ukraine right now, which, you know, I'll be sure to leave a link down below for people to donate. That to me seems more borderline than that. But this, I don't see that. I think a lot of things went wrong, but I don't see that. But I'm sure her point is going to be way
Over my head, let's go.
However, what they've managed to do over the last 2 years is brainwash the entire world into believing that a lab-created thing is jumping.
Has that been proven? Just saying. I mean, that's speculation.
And triple, face diapers, rubber gloves. Like, people think that they're going to just drop dead when there's a 99.9% survival rate.
99.4%.
Long COVID is a thing. people that have outstanding heart issues, lung issues, people that have had seizures, epileptic episodes. I can't talk today. I'm sorry, I'm tired. People that have had serious problems even after having the virus. So because you survived does not mean that you don't have a long-term process to get better. Some people, obviously, I would say majority of people bounce right back, but those that don't really don't. We can't just negate that just because that percentage is high. That's not fair to those folks. I mean, I've lost 3 family members to this thing. And the last one that I lost, because 2 of them, they had some outstanding health issues. The last one didn't have any health issues, just dropped cousin. Unbelievable.
Unless you're obese or have other comorbidities, right? Because obesity is the issue. The issue is not getting...
Oh God, here we go. It's gonna be the...
Let's go.
It's gonna be the fat people bad, skinny people good speech, I bet. Why?
The issue is that you're fat and you're inflamed and your body can't fight off illness. Like, you wouldn't have lived in the Oregon Trail. You wouldn't have survived. We've made these phones and eating shit food. Like, we've made...
Yeah, while she's buffering, let me get myself together. So, she didn't have to call me out like that.
I'm gonna just rip into Margaret out.
Let's be clear about something. I believe that majority of people that are overweight, like myself, are because of either poor eating habits, stress, lack of exercise, or all 3. I believe that. I cannot say that that's true. I don't have the stats in front of me. I don't have PubMed in front of me. You know, I like to check myself, but that is my assumption. If that's ignorant, I deeply apologize. Now, outside of that, let's keep in mind something, because she mentioned fat and inflamed. You can be both and both not be your fault. Hold on a minute.
Don't get your panties in a bunch.
Now, what I mean by that is there are medicines out there, especially certain antidepressants, and this has been proven, where you do gain more weight on those prescriptions, right? Because it is a side effect of the medication. Full disclosure here, when I was younger, I was on a medicine. I blew up 70 pounds in 3 months, swear to God. And I didn't change anything about my eating, my exercise, and my nothing. I should have been pretty stagnant, pretty dormant, but I just soared at some point in my life just with weight because of the medication that I was on at the time. So even though someone may be overweight, it's not always a fault of poor eating habits. I have to make that clear. So you can be fat and inflamed and have other reasons other than not wanting to take better care of yourself. So let's just put that out there first.
Starbucks, McDonald's, like factory
Good on my Starbucks.
food, shit air, shit water. We've made that the norm. But health is frowned upon.
I kind of see where she's going with that.
True health, true wellness, herbs, okay? Ancient remedies, homeopathy. Those people are called quacks and conspiracy, you know what I mean?
Conspiracy theorists.
When, like, it's actually mind-boggling. And if you live in a place where, you know, things are pretty free and, like, people know that, you know, natural medicine is the way, I'm not talking to you.
She's definitely talking to my state, because we have to be, I think we're like on top 10 of like the fattest states, if not probably in the top 5. She is making, even though it's ignorant, she's actually making a very compelling, to some degree, argument. It's no secret that there are some real big loopholes in the way that Western medicine has been orchestrated, especially within the last, I would say, 30 years. With the pharmaceutical industry booming the way that it is, hospitals, pharmaceutical companies, they make money off of people being sick. But we can't act like there's no place for it. And what I mean by that is, there are some attributes that people do need. Yeah, it sucks when people are on high blood pressure medication, have cancer, thyroid problems. All of that is very hard. And whether or not it was because of poor eating habits or poor decisions or stress or yada yada, at the time of the illness, none of that matters because it has to be eradicated. And not everything can be eradicated by elderberry syrup and lemon water. I'm sorry. It just doesn't work like that. Sometimes you need that pharmaceutical advantage to really help you succeed. I tried so many years when I was younger to combat my depression the herbal way, you know, the exercising, the up in the vitamin D. I did everything natural I was supposed to, and I still needed that extra boost. I still needed that pharmaceutical route. Nothing is ever 100% good.
You know what I'm saying?
But there is good in it. And I don't like when people just say, oh, well, you know, you're fat, you're lazy, you need to just do this on the natural route and stay away from the Western way, because sometimes the Western way is the only way to save your life. Natural alternatives and naturopathic doctors, they do amazing things. I do believe that, but none of them are surgeons. So in a life-threatening situation, where are you going to go? You're going to go to lemon water, or you're going to go to the person that knows the thoracic cavity and can save your life?
You are the exception. The entire world has become brainwashed. 600,000 small businesses shut down. People themselves, people like who can't support their family.
And people dying outside of that, just saying, like, I mean, small businesses shutting down, that's awful, but at the same time, the shutdown needed to happen because nobody at the time, especially in 2020, understood really what the virus could do. I mean, it was growing rapidly and it was something that we've never seen before. So the easiest thing to do is to what? Have everyone stay put so that way this can go dormant, hopefully, which it didn't, and assess from there. You know what I'm saying? Let things calm down. Now, that's when the government should really have stepped in and, you know, been like, we're going to do what Canada did. Hell, give people a certain amount of money every month, not these little wonky ass stimulus checks. But
I mean, that's a conversation for another day.
Everyone suffered, but at the same time, the lockdown was put in place so more people wouldn't. Like, there's no win.
Children themselves. I saw a post last night. It makes me want to weep. This little boy, he was 12. He was, you know, being bullied at school because parents are not present. Parents are scared. Parents are on their phones all day long. Parents are like absent, alcoholics, doing drugs, popping pills. They're not.
Where are they doing that? Where is this new epidemic or pandemic of parents on their phones popping and negating the... I mean, you got people that have addictive problems in every bracketeer, whether they're parents or not, but where is this mass exodus of parenting for people to just pop pills and stay on their phone? That's new.
With their children, okay? They expect that the school and the little phones are going to teach their children, and this little boy was bullied, and he hung himself with his favorite hoodie off of his bunk bed.
I'm not going to say she's lying about that because that would be a horrible thing to lie about. I don't know anything about that story. I don't know anything about that story. That gave me chills. I don't really get chills. I feel them on my back. That's awful if that is absolutely true. That's terrible. But that's just one family. That's not saying that all parents are doing this. That's a pretty big blanket statement to make. But let me see what else she's saying.
I wept last night.
Wept.
Like, what they have managed to do.
Who uses that term? And I'm not saying that against her. I'm serious. Like, I have never in my life been like, if I was hurting or going through something, I'm sorry. I've never been like, I was weeping all night.
Humanity is the most disgusting thing that has ever happened to humanity. Real talk time. I don't care who I offend because...
I know. You know, I kind of have that personality with some things too, though. Like, there are some things where I'm like, I'm just going to say what's on my mind. And if you don't like it, I do apologize. But it wasn't made to offend you. But if it does, there's nothing I personally can do about that. I don't know if I'd have this approach. But she and I kind of alike in that regard. But not personality-wise.
I have people in my life, and you know, if you're watching this, who are like, yeah, I'm all for freedom, and like, I don't want, you know, these medical choices made for me, but I'm just gonna like put it on to like run into the store. I'm just...
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Hold on.
Like, comply because I want to go on vacation. I'm just gonna do it. Literally, you are the problem.
Or, hear me out, maybe they don't want to have a public health crisis on their hands too, meaning they don't also want to catch the virus. Maybe it's nothing about like face diapers or partisan issues. Maybe, just maybe, they're having some reverence for the people around them.
Just a thought.
You are a sheep and you are going along with what they are doing. The overlords are doing.
The overlords. What are we doing here? What? The overlords.
Child. Anyway, so.
Child, what? God, what time period am I living in? Like, I just feel like King Arthur is gonna come in here and send me to the guillotine. Like, what are we going? We're weeping the overlords. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I about to be sent to a Monat dungeon? It's just dumb. Like,
in order to have a happier life for yourself temporarily. You are willing to temporarily experience freedom to sacrifice your long-term freedom. And I'm just telling you this because I'm right.
What?
Sacrifice your freedom to experience freedom.
Either I caught that wrong, or she knew what she meant, but it didn't convey right. Either one or the other. So I'm not going to make a comment about that.
And when I decided I was never going to cover my face again, when I decided that I was never going to go along with this ever again, the freedom in my body, because I am standing up for what's right. Don't even get me started on the fake passports, the fake paperwork. Even worse. That is the most spineless. I will comply because I want to do this thing. It's gonna go away soon. Tell me in the history of any government ever, when they have gotten this much power, when they can literally make you cover your face for 2 years, they can make you
cover your face for 2 years. Okay. Why is that such a problem for some people? Now, here's my thing. I like the mask. You know why? I ain't gotta smell nobody's breath. I don't understand why it's such just a heart-wrenching, weeping, Romeo, where art thou, Romeo? I don't understand why it's such a big issue to just cover your face. You know, I bet right now the people that agree with her want me to shut up. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't the mask, you wouldn't have to see my fucking face do this? I just don't understand why it's such a problem. They act like they're oppressed, like they're chained like slaves or something like that. Oh, but let's not make that comparison. Oh God, imagine if she did towards the end. I would die. I wouldn't even be mad. I wouldn't be shocked.
Your children cover their face, okay?
We want our kids to be safe too. I'm sorry, that's a problem.
Tell me what government in the history of the world has ever gotten this much power and given it back willingly?
Has ever gotten this much power? The U.S. is already the superpower, and giving it back, what would they have to give back? And what's the bartering here? What would they have to give back to the constituents, to the citizens?
Never. Yesterday I was in the grocery store and I walk around, obviously, everyone here, there's a mandate and everyone here is triple, And
okay. I don't know what happened at the grocery store, and tell you the truth, I really don't care to know who. She probably harassed somebody in line that was wearing a mask. So, but to say the least, this has been interesting. Oh, what was that? I just think to myself all the time, I understand that a lot of people in these multi-level marketing companies, they're so immersed in their product lines and it's all they know, it's all they're being pushed by the uplines. And now I do understand that people have their reasons. Some of them seem outlandish to me. Some of them do seem to have some backing. I would just invite you to understand that your body is your decision, 100%. But it's always important to remember that, and especially in the land of today, if you choose selfishness over public health for right now, it's not going to make the problem go away. No matter how many herbs you take, you could shove the lemon straight up your ass. It's not going to solve anything given the public health crisis right now. I think it's just so incredibly strange. And the fact that these companies, they know that their uplines and their distributors are saying the most weird and disgusting stuff to their downlines and to the public, and they don't do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? At least there are some sanctions in place on social media where you shouldn't be spreading misinformation. But what about privately with these companies? You ever think about that? Monat distributors love saying bullshit. Just like a bullshit, it's just it just flows out of their mouth. And I never understand why these companies don't understand it's not a good look for you. Majority of people, if they saw that, they would think, what the hell is that? Majority of people, if they were to look in on these distributors and some of the things that they say, the medical claims that they make, anybody with a sound mind would look at that and be like, where the hell did that person get that from? And these companies, knowing that these distributors speak this way and choose not to do anything about it, that's the crime against humanity, because you're letting people fall gullible to fallacy. You're letting people fall gullible to absolute nonsense. How many lawsuits do you have to get it, bitch? How many lawsuits? Do I have to go through them again? I did a whole video going through Monat lawsuits. I'll link it up here. Like, how many times do you have to be called out? The people that work for you represent you. Your name is at stake. Wearing your sweatshirts. Hey, look, no more pyramid schemes. This is from Madison Harnish.
I'll link it down below.
Ugh. Makes no sense to me, girl. No sense to me. So you let me know what you think of that video down in the comments, because that was a lot. I was actually expecting it to be a little bit worse. I'm not gonna lie, it was gross, but I was expecting it to be way, way worse. So I'm actually happy it didn't make my hair fall out, unlike something else that company does provide. Oh, and on that note, I'm gonna see you later. I love you guys very much. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please let me know in the comments down below what you think, and I'll see you very soon. Have a good one.